Hello there and welcome to the Bearded Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. My name's George, of course, and we're reacting now to the 4-2 home defeat against the rivals Manchester United. What an atmosphere it was at Ellen Road, or it looked like it was anyway, and let me know if you went, anybody in the comments there, where were you watching the game? You know, and all that kind of thing. It started obviously in torrential rain, wasn't it? We made for a really sort of Sunday League-esque game, didn't it? You know, there was tackles going in, the rain coming down, the crowd up for Leeds United, but unfortunately the players couldn't respond really on the on the pitch. Now, I'll start with the starting lineup. This has, you know, I've sort of built my way up to this video. Really, I wasn't really feeling like doing anything yesterday, I must admit. You know, I wanted to kind of get away from Leeds United and everything involved in Leeds United yesterday after the game, really, because it wasn't very, you know, you just wanted, yeah, it wasn't a very pleasant thing to watch, really, in the end. But yeah, the lineup, again, you know, people trying to defend Bielsa for dropping Rafinha. I mean, why do you drop Rafinha? We're playing up against Man United. It's a massive game. The crowd are going to be up, which they were. He's our best player. You have to play him. He has to play every single minute of every single match, in my opinion. But Bielsa don't see really fit to do that. I know he didn't have a great couple of games, you know, in the lead up to this game against Villa and Everton, but you've still got to play him. You know, we see when he comes on at half time that the impact that he made, and he scored the goal, the equaliser at the time. You know, but yeah, I mean, look, the first, that was his mistake. Bielsa didn't play him for some reason. He was on the bench. We have Harrison and James. You know, Harrison is so frustrating and was a passenger in this game for me, definitely. The first sort of half an hour, we didn't match them, but we contained them well. Pogba was giving Forshaw problems. Forshaw had an extraordinarily bad game, but I thought Robin Koch was doing well in the middle and sort of going up against them well. And for me, the turning point is that injury that he picks up with that clash with McTominay. And that's the turning point of this game. In my opinion, Robin Koch was having a great game. He gets clattered by McTominay. I know it was accidental, but for me, McTominay was atrocious in this game. How he stayed on the pitch, I don't know. Whether, you know, you're looking at Pascal Strauss' red card against Liverpool earlier on in the season. That was the tackle. He wasn't sent off for the tackle. He was sent off for the dangerous play. And this was dangerous play. It caused him to have concussion and to go off with that head injury. For me, all day long, that's a red card. Even though it was accidental, red card for me all day long, that one. He goes off. It's a different story. Robin Koch continued, but then had to go off not long after that. And then you come to the corner. Man United hadn't really threatened Meslier really up until that point. I think on the 25-minute mark, Meslier just seemed to, his concentration or whatever just seemed to go, kicking the ball out, you know, bad decision making, and from there he had this bad sort of spell. And in that sense, Man United score. I know he saved from Bruno Fernandes in the lead up to that corner, but the corner kick's an absolute farce. Absolute farce. What the heck is Diego Llorente doing? I like Diego. I think he, you know, I know other people might say, oh, he doesn't start, but for me, he starts. For me, you know, it's either Strauch and Llorente as he has been doing, or Koch and Llorente. I would like to see that as well, but with Phillips out, Koch has obviously been feeling in the CDM role, and he's probably not going to feature again for a little while, is he? That concussion, or maybe he does recover from it fairly quickly. But look, that corner kick, Diego Reyes not even looking at the ball. For me, Mellier's a culprit as well, because why is he at his 6-yard box? What's he doing there? If you stay on the line, it's an easy catch, or it's a comfortable save. What is he doing? You know, he's leaving it. he's coming out. What are you coming out for? Harry Maguire just gets above his man and heads it in the net, and from there, it's sort of like, well, here we go then. And Man United, they love it, don't they? They've now scored 15 goals in 4 games against us. It's a crazy amount of goals. We've now conceded 50 goals in the season, and for me, we get relegated. Basically, I've said it a lot. If we keep Bielsa, we go down. It's as simple as that. He's running us into the ground. He's making silly decisions in terms of team selection, and it's costing us. But then you think, all right, 1-0, maybe get to half time, 1-0 down. The crowd have gone flat. We're not really offering much in the terms of going forward, but we're containing them fairly well. But then they get the second goal. It's ridiculous. This second goal, it's Lindelof is allowed to run the whole length of the pitch, pops it in, up to Fernandes, who heads it in from a couple of yards out, and then you go 2-0 down at half time. Crowd's flat, and everybody's saying, all the people are saying on the analysis and everything, they've won now, Man United, they've won this, that and the other. I think Martin Tyler even said, they're heading toward, early on in the second half before we scored the 2 goals. They're heading on to a win now, Man United, and it's like there's still half the game to go. Obviously, we get back Rodrigo. Obviously, Rafinha and Joffrey have come on at this point, and for me, we have to see them play and start the game at Anfield on Wednesday night. We have to. It's got to be, for me, Joffrey in the front, Rafa on the right, James on the left, and Rodrigo in that behind Joffrey. It has to be. Rodrigo, you can see elevate his performance with Rafinha on the pitch. He gets a lucky goal. Is it a cross? Is it a shot? He just crossed it in, didn't he? I don't know if the wind took it or what, but De Gea gets underneath it, it goes in, you think, come on then, let's go. 25 seconds later, the ball's in the net again, it's 2-2, and everybody's up, everybody's going mental. And you think, come on then, Leeds, but also at the same time, you've got this nagging feeling that Leeds United are so open that they're going to give away chances. It's still early in the second half. Can we go on and get something out of it? Invariably, we didn't, and we don't generally. I'm at the point, to be honest with you, where I'm struggling to celebrate Leeds United goals because you know what's going to come. We haven't kept a clean sheet now since November. 50 goals conceded, like I said, we just concede goals for fun, and 15 against Man United in the last 4 games while we've been up in the Premier League against them. It's ridiculous. But we get, for a moment, we get that 2-2. What a moment that is. Rafinha goes to the fans and celebrates with them, and you think, come on now, Leeds, let's show them. Let's go, go for them, but pick your right moments. This is what I don't understand. And Leeds United have not learned since we've been in the Premier League, since we've got those batterings and hammerings in the past off Man United and other teams. You don't just go gung-ho for the win. You have to pick your moments. And from there, Leeds United just went on and tried to get the win. There was nothing about it. They just wanted to get a winner. And again, there's still time. You've got to pick your moments. You've got to pick your moments to go forward and win this game of football. Because we could have done. We had opportunities. I know Click had an opportunity at 3-2. These things happen, but you can't just go gung-ho, particularly against Manchester United and teams like that, because they have the quality in their side to pick you off individually, and this is what happened. It's a mistake up on our left-hand side with Junior Firpo, who's come on for Robin Koch in the first half, and then the ball gets worked to Fred in the box. Meslier should do better. For me, Meslier had an awful game yesterday. Fred, two goals in both the games against us this season, and that's them 3-2. Like I said, Click had a chance to come and get it to 3-3, puts it straight at De Gea. And then, Anthony Elanga finishes us off at 4-2 with again, Meslier should do better, shouldn't he, really, for me? But the game's done at 4-2 in the 88th minute, and Man U go home with a 4-2 win, another 4 goals against us. We've conceded 3 or more now in the last 3 games. Like I said, is it 10 in 3 games, 50 overall? It's just not good enough. I'm sick of saying it, and like I said, I've struggled really to come on and give my thoughts. I've just sort of gone through the game, and for me, Bielsa just needs to go. I know he won't. I know, but change is needed. We're only 5 points above the relegation zone with Watford winning on the weekend as well. So we've got Liverpool at Anfield on Wednesday evening. You can only envisage another 3+ goal defeat, really. That's unfortunately the way we're going. But yeah, it's too many defensive errors. You cannot, if we can't defend, we're not going to win a game of football. It's as simple as that. And they just can't defend. They just can't defend Leeds United at the moment. The gung-ho. Firpo for me looks good, and Ayling going forward great, but defensively it's just not good enough. And it's so frustrating to watch, because in that at 2-2, again, we contained them for 15 minutes. They didn't really look like scoring. We didn't really. We were going forward, trying to go for it. But again, just pick your moments. There's still time in that game for things to change. It did. And we didn't really. At any point in this game, in these last few fixtures, I don't know where the next win's going to come from. At no point in these games have we looked in control at all. Like I said, even when we score, it's like, oh yeah, great, but the other team are going to score at some point, aren't they? It's just become that kind of atmosphere with Leeds United at the moment, and it's so frustrating because we've got the power. Scoring goals is not a problem. Absolutely not. Scoring goals is fine, but conceding them is a real problem now. And we can't stay up with a defensive record like that. Only Norwich have conceded 3 more goals. They've conceded 53 goals. They're the only team that have conceded more. To concede 50 goals, I know we conceded quite a few last year. I think it was 50 odd in the end. There's still 14 games to go. And the thing is, there's only 29 scored. It's not good enough at the moment. And for me, we're going to get relegated. It's such a disastrous game in the end. We didn't do well enough. And look, if you're going to defend like that, Man United just didn't have to work hard for those 4 goals. And in the end, that game that we wanted to win so much, again, we've lost in dreadful fashion. I know the lads gave it heart and energy and all of that, but in the end, if you defend like that, you're not going to get anything, and that's up to them to get it better. Bielsa needs to go. I don't know why people are still behind him, in all honesty. If it were any other manager, you'd be calling for his head ages ago. So it needs to change, Leeds fans. Let me know in the comments what you think. Obviously, Man United won the game. Any Man United fans, how's it going? What did you think of your team and your performance? Obviously, you got the win, 4 goals, 7 undefeated now. So for you, it's looking a lot better. But let's wait and see if you get top 4. But for me and our team, it's going to be a long end to the season. I wish it would end now, really, and I'm really not looking forward to that Liverpool game on Wednesday. But yeah, for me, like I said, Robin Koch going off really changed the game. I thought he was looking good, and we were looking compact and fairly solid when he was on the pitch, and him going off really changed the dynamic in the game and allowed Man United to really, again, like many others have had joy from this season, just forego our midfield and go straight into our defensive line, which is really lax and lacking in confidence. But let's wait and see what happens at Liverpool. It is football at the end of the day. Anything can happen. Can we get a win? Let's wait and see. But I'll try and come up with a preview to that game. It'll be tomorrow now, but let's wait and see. Anyway, we've got to keep us heads up and keep supporting the team. But for me, supporting the team, we need a new change of management and everything like that. The lads are trying. They tried hard in that one yesterday, but it just wasn't to be, was it? In the end, the lack of quality and defensive errors cost us. Let me know your thoughts. I've gone on for a bit. I'm sick to death of it really at the moment, as we all are. We've just got to keep going and hope it turns around and we get a win at some point soon. Thanks a lot for watching. Marching on together. I'll see you on the next one.